Oftentimes in an emergency situation, we need to have a hospital operational very quickly. We'll start with tents or with inflatable hospitals. This way, in a matter of a couple of days, we can have something operational in order to provide services. We very quickly want to transition from the temporary tent-based hospital into something that's more permanent. The first thing we have to do is to identify the location that we'll be building the hospital. We want to put the hospital in a location so that it's easy for people to access. Most of the refugees will be coming by foot or they'll be carried by stretcher, and so for this reason we often try to put it as close to the population as possible. It's quite difficult to identify a site because typically refugee camps, they're put on the land that no one wants. It's oftentimes floodplains or it's sites that just don't have a good topography, then on places where there were former minefields given for refugee camps. Water for the hospital is very important. It's not just for drinking water, it's also to guarantee the hygiene within the hospital. We talk to the local community, we see what their opinions are, what their knowledge is of the region. We look for places where there's dried up riverbeds, and in those types of locations we can drill underneath the riverbed to find water. And then if we really can't find water anywhere, we start to use different creative methods. One method that we tried in South Sudan is we used the metal sticks method, where you take two bent metal rods in your hands and you walk very slowly over an area where you hope to find water, and then if water is under the ground, the sticks move and they cross over each other. Actually in Maban in South Sudan, we used this method and we were able to find water under the ground in a very dry region. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough water for the hospital, but it was enough water to have drinking water for the patients. Many of the places that we work have very intense wet seasons and very intense dry seasons. We want to get as much work as we can done during the dry season because once the rains come, the roads are washed out. Another issue is how to bring materials into the site. The places where we're working, there's not large markets available where we can access materials locally. So we have to bring in everything from outside. When we're bringing items across far distances, we also have to plan for backup supply chains. Oftentimes the roads that we're bringing materials on could be closed. We could be bringing materials across borders and borders could become closed. So for this reason, we always have to think of multiple ways to bring in different materials. Then we also need to identify the types of teams, the types of skills we can find. In some places we can find very good masons so we can get good concrete, and then we'll do cement construction. Other places we can identify only good carpenters, so we do wood construction. We really have to adapt our construction methods to what the local community is used to building. So when we're building our construction team, we want to bring in people from all different parts of the community. The reason we try to build diverse teams is because we want everyone to benefit from our services. By having a large diverse team, more people are aware of what we're doing there, and we're making the community a part of the building of the hospital that is there to service them.